a very strange entity over the past few years. It's made some impressive evolutions over time, and instead of becoming a thing of productivity, it has become the ultimate thing that's increased our lack of motivation. And so, with this, I would like to bring out the topic: is that this house should regulate social media. Observation one: resolutional analysis. We reserve the right to define, and so we're going to define this as a policy debate. And subpoint B: the terms. We're going to define regulate as allow use in specific ages, and this House as the U.S. federal government. And the plan text, subpoint C, is that we will regulate the use of social media for people under the age of 18. And we're going to limit it to 1 hour. And the criteria will be net benefits. And subpoint E, the agent of action, like I mentioned before, is going to be the U.S. federal government. And subpoint F, the funding will be normal means. And let's get started here. Observation 2, advantage 1. We're going to tagline this as increased motivation among kids. The harms is that kids under the age of 18 are losing motivation to do anything due to the fact that they have easy access to the internet. They can go onto Facebook, Twitter, Instagram whenever they want to. And the inherency is that you can connect to this anywhere at any time. An example here is that according to the rootsoffaction.com, 60% of kids go on sites like Facebook and Twitter until 3 to 5 a.m. Now, I know many of you have social media and probably have access to this and been staying up late until the wee hours of the night. And when you wake up the next day, you have work like around 6 a.m. or you have a class around the same time, and you're just not feeling it, and you're just trying to figure out exactly why that is. Well, I just found your problem. You've been going on social media for far too long. You've been trying to take a look at your likes on your messages to see if anyone's giving you any attention. But here's the thing. A lot of these people that are on Facebook need to focus on their everyday life. And majority of them do. But unfortunately for you, you're staying up until 3 a.m. in the morning just to see if anyone is noticing your pictures and liking them. So there are other things that you can do to make yourself more productive. The solvency is that the solvency is that the federal government will create regulations on social media on kids under the age of 18. So over the past few years, we noticed that due to the fact that social media is a brand new medium, it's become very popular among kids under the age of 18. And due to the fact that they are still learning, still developing as adults, they have no self-control about social media. As we've seen in the past, kids are very social. They thrive in social interactions, and social media actually increases their interactions. But it's also taking it away from them because they rely too much on social media to give themselves some attention, some love. But if we make some regulations, we'll give kids an opportunity to grow as individuals. We're going to allow them to explore the outside world. We're going to have them close their Facebook, their Twitter app, so that they can go out there and explore the world and develop as human beings, like we all should. And the impact is that it will increase the productivity of children. They're going to become much more focused at school. They're going to have more time for activities such as soccer, such as football, so that they can become more athletic. And of course, they can have more time to spend time with their family. Because due to social media, they haven't been paying much attention to their loved ones. So if we can limit this, they can have more time to say, I love you, Mom, or I appreciate your motivating me to become stronger, Dad. And the second impact is that it will increase their motivation. A motivated child can do almost anything, as long as they could put their mind into it, and if they can see themselves 5 years into the future and they become a successful public speaker or a successful game designer or playing in the NFL. If they have this mentally in their mind and just not focus at all on social media, they can accomplish this goal. They can make it to the top and become successful. Observation 3, advantage 2 will be, we're going to tagline this as cyberbullying. The harms is that bullying has been a problem for a while. It causes mental damage and suicide. Unfortunately, a lot of these kids are still developing and still creating their own self-esteem for themselves, and becoming vulnerable to cyberbullying at this age is it's a really bad thing. not very secure of themselves as of yet. They're still developing as people, or they're already people, but they're still developing as adults, is what I meant to say. They are finding out what they're good at, what they're not good at, and so if you bring them down to a level that they cannot escape from at that age, it's going to be almost impossible for them to get back up. So it is essential that we should have these kids be not exposed to this kind of torture around this time. And the inherency, the inherency is that a lot of these cyber bullies are anonymous. They feel like they're invincible and that they can get away with it. Um, and they a lot of cyber bullies tend to have a lot of frustration in their lives, and so they take it out on people who are the most vulnerable, so that they can feel better about themselves. And as a result, it's going to lead to more suicides and more self-esteem issues. And the solvency is that we will regulate the amount of internet used, meaning that we'll limit on the okay, we're going to limit the amount of stress and damage that's going to be caused to these kids, and it's going to motivate kids to go seek out help, because a lot of these kids, they use social media to seek out help for problems they are currently experiencing. So instead of having to put it on social media where everyone can see it, they would have other ways to seek out help, such as someone they can trust or someone who's trained to help people in this situation. And the impact is that it will decrease suicide from cyberbullying. A lot of these kids are not wasting their time on social media as much anymore, so they're exploring out in the new world, and they're asking for help for people who would want to help them and who would want to see them succeed. And the second impact is that it will create kids with more self-esteem. Going back to my first advantage, that we are going to make more motivated students and more motivated students. It's going to increase their self-esteem, and the most essential thing for someone to develop is to have high self-esteem at a young age. If you can develop this at a young age, your mind will not falter when you get older. You will have mental toughness. You will be able to strive for whatever you can achieve, and you can make your entire family proud. And for this is why you should vote for the government. Thank you.